Hey there, in this video, I wanted to review a little bit about Zapier. So if you're not familiar with Zapier, it is a way to automate certain things based on different actions. So when this happens, do this in different platforms. So you can connect multiple different platforms together, systems together, and make great things happen, or you can make messes happen depending on what you do. But if you've ever been overwhelmed by Zapier, it can be very overwhelming, especially if some of the actions don't really make sense to you. You have to think about it very logically, which it can be hard at times. And even for me, I've had to like just close Zapier and be like, no, I'm not messing with you anymore for today. My brain hurts. So if you have been hesitant or you've tried to do Zaps before and it just didn't work out like you planned, just know that there is a way to make it easy, and I hope that this helps you get a few ideas of how you could use Zaps yourself in your own business. So a lot of my Zaps are linked to ClickUp because I am a ClickUp fanatic. If you haven't watched my Why You Need ClickUp in Your Business video, IGTV yet, then go hop over there and watch it, especially after this, because you'll see why a lot of these things are like this. So I'm just going to review a few of mine. So this one is a GCal to ClickUp. And what this does is I'm a VA. So I have some clients that have I have email addresses within their domain. So if I have to check I check multiple inboxes for my clients. That's one of the services I offer is included email management. So I have about 9 email accounts that I'm in. And with this particular client, I have my own email address. So when they invite me to events, they invite me to that email address, which I could go in and forward it, and I could do that, but that's another thing for me to remember to do. So what I've done is I have a Zap that takes any new event from this specific email account and adds it as a task to my ClickUp account. That way, if an event request comes through or a calendar event comes through and I happen to have not gotten an inbox yet, or it comes through at night for the next day, or whatever the reason is, and I just didn't see it yet, it's going to instantly create a task and ClickUp. The due date is the date and time of the calendar event. The title is whatever the calendar event title is, and the details section is whatever the description or the location is for the event. So it saved me actually today. An appointment came through, and I was looking at my inbox for my tasks, what I had to do today in ClickUp, and I saw this weird calendar event in my ClickUp list, and I was like, oh, well, I'm glad that I saw this because I had already done my second sweep of the day, and I would have missed it. I would have missed the call. So that saves me a lot. A couple other ones, I have lead pages to Flowdesk. So what that does is every time a new lead is captured in Flowdesk, lead pages, it adds them it adds them as a subscriber to Flowdesk. And I am aware that you can use forms from Flowdesk on your lead pages, but this one I didn't feel like messing with it, so all I did was set up a very easy Zap that anytime someone completes one from that specific landing page, it adds them to Flowdesk. That way I don't have to go and redo the form and add that and re-embed it and all that good stuff. So this was just me being lazy Zap. Here's another calendar one. This one is linked to my calendar, so it's taking everything that's in my business calendar and adding it to my ClickUp. And I just like that because I like being able to see everything that I have to do today in ClickUp versus having to look at my calendar as well. I also have like an income tracker. I have a list view in ClickUp that has custom fields for the task name is whatever my client name is. There's a custom field for if that is recurring or one-time project income, and then how much it is. And I have that as a formula, and it adds everything up so I can quickly see at a glance what my income goal was for Q1, what I hit for Q1, what my goal was for Q2, and what I hit for Q2 all in one place. None of the tasks are assigned to anyone. That way I don't accidentally click them off, but I have that set up. Then this is a really fun one if you have payment processors or Debsado or PayPal or Stripe or whatever you use. If you want to cut down on some of the emails that you're getting in your inbox, I have a Zap that when an invoice is paid in Debsado, it creates a Slack message in a specific Slack channel and says, hey, you got paid. That way I never have to worry about those emails and clearing them out of my inbox, and I have a fun little notification that I get still. This is another one here for my course. Anytime someone purchases a specific product from Stripe, it takes their information. It takes their information and creates an account in my course platform, Knack, which there's another video for that. Knack is not a course platform, but I use it as one. So if you're thinking about launching a course and you don't have a lot of money to spend, go check out that IGTV. And it creates a project in ClickUp and starts a workflow that sends them their email with their access and then archives the project. That way I can track all of my income is getting tracked somewhere. So that I don't have to go into Stripe and see what was collected there versus Debsado versus PayPal, all that stuff. Then this is the same thing. It's tracking my leads. So anytime someone completed this one, this was before I had Flowdesk. It was doing a very basic email sequence through Dubsado, which is probably not recommended, but it worked, and I got a sale from my email sequence. So your email sequences do not have to be complicated. But yeah, basically what that did was when someone completed the lead pages form, it created a lead in Dubsado and started a workflow that had a very simple 3 emails sent after one day, and that was it. And things don't have to be hard for them to work, just FYI. So those are just some that I have set up here. Some of the other ones I have set up, if I were to take a look at this one specifically, I set this Zap up for Jordan and she was thrilled about it. And I liked it for myself, but I just didn't really even think much more about it. But if Jordan loved it, then I know you guys will love it. So if you are a social media VA, this is wonderful for you. If you are a solopreneur, this is wonderful for you. If you have a team and you want your team to be able to stay on top of their stuff without having to double check with them, this is wonderful. So what this does is anytime there's a new post in Facebook, it's grabbing those posts, waiting 24 hours, and then the next day at 11 o'clock, it creates a task in ClickUp with the links to the posts from the Facebook groups in the description. And why is this good? I'm going to show you what the task looks like. So this is a task. It says like Facebook posts from these 2 groups, and then it has a link right in here to the actual post. So if you've ever had to go back through and look up Facebook posts, like if you've ever worked on engagement in your own group, or if you're a social media VA and you do engagement, you offer engagement or whatever service you offer and you happen to be in a Facebook group, you know the headache it is that to try and go back through and make sure you commented on everything and find all the posts, especially if it's a very active group. It can be a nightmare to make sure that you're actually interacting with your people and not missing things or missing important questions from people. So this is a lifesaver. And let's see if any other ones. This one was Asana to click up. So this one is helpful as well. If you're a VA and you have multiple clients that all like to use different task management applications, I know there's a bunch of people out there that say, well, you're the business owner, make them use what you use. But realistically, if your client has a business and they are using a tool in your business, and then, you got to work with them a little bit. So this one was all it was doing was taking the tasks from Asana when they were assigned to me and creating the tasks in ClickUp. So did that? It didn't bother me because my tasks were still showing up in ClickUp the way I needed them to, and the only thing I had to do was make sure that I went in Asana and checked off the tasks. So it helped me. My client didn't know any better or any different. They didn't care. The tasks were still getting complete, but I only had to look in one place rather than remembering to check multiple task management applications. So if you're a project manager or an OBM or a VA and you have multiple clients, this is a good one for you. Even if you use Asana, if you wanted all of your tasks, Like maybe you have clients that use Trello. I'm not really sure if you could use it with Trello. I haven't tried to, but I'm sure you can. Um, so check that one out. Another one that I've used is this one's pretty good if you have multiple clients and they all have different Slack channels, or you're part of like a mastermind or anything that has a Slack group, and you don't want to miss anything, but you also don't want to have to go through every single Slack channel to find messages. This one's great. Okay, sorry about that. Had to pause, regroup my thoughts. So if you're in multiple Slack channels, this one, or Slack accounts, workspaces, whatever the name is, this one is super helpful. So what this does is anytime there's a new message in Slack, you can have it in a specific channel, or if they at you, it created a task for me to review and respond to Slack messages, and it created the task for 9 a.m. the next morning. That way, if you've ever looked at a Slack message and then they were asking you to do something and you forgot because there was no more notification, and we're all human and we forget things, this saved my butt because it created a task for me the next day. So even if I read it and forgot about it, I couldn't actually forget about it because because Zapier was creating a task for me to review it. Let's see if there's anything else in here. All right, is there anything else I want to show you? This one's an email one. So if you get a lot of emails that you want to see the confirmations, but you don't necessarily need to see them in your inbox, you could have Zapier look for an email with a specific subject line and create a Slack notification for you, so that you could just, oh, okay, this went through. But yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with Zapier, and it's really not that hard once you think about it. There are certain things that you do have to really take time to think through, but once you set them up, you don't ever have to touch them again. So if you have any questions about how you can use Zap in your business, or how you could leverage using different Zaps to automate your tasks, let me know. We can definitely book a strategy call and look at what we can automate so that you don't have to do it anymore. So I hope this is helpful. And again, if you have any questions, comment below and I will try and answer them.